I want to ask you, first of all, your emotion about the night. You know, it was a great opening that you guys did, and your speech was obviously very good. And I wonder, like, do you think the fighters reacted to that? Do you think it had an impact on the event itself?
Well, I had a meeting with them. You know, we always have a fighter meeting after the weigh-ins, and I kind of walked them through what tonight was about. And what I really loved, too, is some of the guys were calling asking if they could walk with Nevada flags and stuff like that. The fighters were definitely into it. And you know, with all the shit that's going on in this country right now, I appreciate it that they did. You know, I don't tell anybody what to do or when it comes to political views or any of that type of stuff. Unless it's your music, I'll tell you, you can't walk to that song or something like that. But other than that, no. So yeah, I was proud of the guys, and I appreciated it.
What was your thought process on going ahead with the event as opposed to saying it's not time to have an event like this this close to such an event?
It's always time. It's always time to have an event. You can't let a coward determine, you know, how everybody else is going to live their life. This type of stuff is happening all over the world now. This is the world we live in, and you just can't back down to this kind of stuff. This thing is so crazy and so weird. It's been driving me nuts for you know, the entire week. You know, no motive, nothing makes sense. You know, the guy's 64 years old and carried all this stuff up there and did it. You know, Tom Petty just died at 66, and this was a guy fucking superhuman 64-year-old. It's just crazy. I'm trying not to think about it anymore, but you know, I've been saying all week, I'm really proud of this city and how everybody's reacted to this thing, from the first responders to the people that were just there helping other people. And then you guys, honestly, well, maybe some of you do, being in the journalist business, you know, companies are fucking cheap, man, and everybody will look for an excuse to not put money into something. And the way that the big guys stepped up in this town and threw in money, I told you guys this week, it's $1 million is $1,600 per person. That doesn't fly you home. That doesn't bury a loved one. That does nothing. But to see, you know, Sheldon Adelson and the MGM and, you know, these guys who all, you know, they're competitors. They don't like each other. They don't ever unite. They don't ever, you know, sometimes they might here and there, but most of the time they don't. Tony Hsieh at Zappos putting in $1 million. Boyd Gaming, the Fertitas, of course, coming in and do it. It's a big deal. It's a big deal to get everybody to do that. And they did. So pretty awesome, man. Everybody thinks this isn't a real community. This is the realest community. You find out who real people are when shit goes wrong.
I know you said you don't want to talk, and I'll just ask you one last question. I know you're friends with the president. Did you speak to the president on his trip here, and did he have anything to, you know?
I didn't. You know, I'm sure he was busy. I don't mess with him. I let him do his thing, and if he wants to talk to me, he reaches out to me. I've never been in a situation yet where I actually needed the president, so I'll leave him alone and let him do his thing. I think he's got bigger shit to do than to deal with me.
Hey, Dana, I just wanted to ask about bringing some of the people who were affected, some of those people I saw on the news this week. How did you get them? How did you get in touch with them? How did you bring them to the event today?
Yeah, I'm pretty close to the police department in this town. I love law enforcement. You know, I'm the opposite of all the crazy shit that's going on right now. I love law enforcement. You don't want to see a day when there's no law enforcement. I can promise you that. And they were instrumental in helping us get, you know, a lot of the first responders here. And then, you know, we reached out to the people who were shot. We knew some of them. The two girls that sat next to me tonight that go to high school, they're 17 years old. They got shot, and they go to Faith, where my kids go. So it was homecoming last night. They were there. And I talked, the two girls that got shot, their cousin was with them too, and she was actually way worse. Those two are like little rock stars now, man. They're out cruising around, shaking hands and talking to everybody. But their cousin, who isn't getting the media attention that they get, she didn't get shot, but not like being in big crowds. She was really scared last night being at homecoming there. And we got her out tonight, and she was great tonight at the fight. You know, it's almost like you got to jump back on the horse and get back in there and you know, live your life, especially girls that young. They saw dead bodies. They saw people shot in the head. They were shot at. They were shot. I mean, that's tough to overcome when you're that young, you know?
And just curious, where were you on Sunday when this happened, and how did it, like, did you stay up all night watching? How did it affect you?
I was home, and I turned on the TV at about 10 minutes after 11 and started to watch this thing unfold, and I stayed up all night watching it. It was fucking crazy, man. It's crazy when you watch this stuff and it's 10 minutes down the street from your house. Yeah, it was crazy. But it was weird. I got very little sleep. I woke up the next day, but it's almost like I knew exactly what I had to do, and I started.
And historically, you haven't played the anthem or anything like that at events.
One other time.
33,
9/11.
right? Yeah, UFC 33. How did you come to the conclusion of wanting to play that? And Everlast told us that he didn't feel comfortable singing the anthem because of a verse, so he pitched you the idea of the Star Spangled Banner. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it was a great idea. What he said was, you know, I love the national anthem like anybody does, but it's controversy right now. You know, we don't need controversy. We need unity. This is what I want to sing. And I said, dude, that's a great idea. I love it. And 35 minutes later, he sent me a text message with that version on my phone, and I listened to it, and I was like, love it. Let's do it.